When a heart begins to wander, it speaks a language older than words, a language of silence, of distance, of a spirit that is no longer home. Do not turn away from this feeling. Stay with me, because the truth you will find at the end is not about her, my dear one. It is about the love and dignity you must reclaim for yourself. Sacred ground. You see, when two people come together in love, in a true and honest union, they do not simply share a home or a bed. They build a sanctuary. They consecrate a piece of ground that belongs only to them. It is a space woven from trust, from shared laughter, from the quiet comfort of knowing you are seen and accepted, holy. This is sacred ground. It is not built of wood and nails, but of promises, both spoken and unspoken. It is a testament to the belief that two souls can create a world more beautiful together than they ever could apart. It is a fragile and a powerful thing, this sanctuary. It must be tended to with care, with honesty, with the gentle hands of mutual respect. It is where you go for refuge from the storms of the world, a place where you can lay down your armor and be vulnerable, knowing you are safe. But when the integrity of that union is compromised, the first sign is not a whispered phone call or a lie about where she has been. No. The first sign is a change in the atmosphere of that sacred space. The air grows thin. The warmth recedes. You may enter a room where she is, and though she is right there, you will feel a profound and unnerving emptiness. The space between you, which was once filled with an easy, humming energy of connection, now feels like a vast, cold canyon. It is a silence that is not peaceful but heavy with unspoken words. It is the feeling of being a stranger in your own sanctuary. You may not have the words for it yet. You may try to dismiss it, to tell yourself you are imagining things, that you are tired or stressed. But your spirit knows. The soul does not lie. The ground beneath your feet, which was once so solid, begins to feel like sand. The foundations of the world you built together begin to shudder, almost imperceptibly at first. It is a deep internal tremor. She might be doing all the same things. She might still make the coffee in the morning or ask about your day. But these actions become performances. They are the hollow echoes of a ritual whose meaning has been lost. The body is present, but the soul has packed its bags and is standing by the door. This is the first and most profound sign, the desecration of the sacred ground. The home you built in each other's hearts begins to feel haunted, not by a ghost, but by the living absence of the love that was once its foundation. And you, my dear one, will feel it long before you can prove it. You will feel the chill. This is not something you can rationalize away. It is a truth that you feel in your bones, in the marrow of your being. The world you shared was built on the premise of we. When that shifts to a silent, fractured state of you and I, the very architecture of the relationship collapses from within. She may try to plaster over the cracks. She may try to distract you with activity, with superficial conversations, with plans for a future she no longer truly sees herself in. But the foundation is broken, and a house with a broken foundation, no matter how beautifully it is painted, is not a safe place to live. The first sign is always this: the feeling that you are standing on ground that is no longer holy, no longer yours, no longer home. And that feeling is a call. It is a call to pay attention, not to her actions, but to the truth your own spirit is trying to tell you. Altered music. Every relationship has its own music, its own unique rhythm. It's in the cadence of your conversations, the easy flow of your laughter, the comfortable silences that need no filling. It is a song that only the two of you can hear. When you are in harmony, this music is beautiful. It is a symphony of shared understanding, of inside jokes, of the way you can finish each other's sentences, not because of habit, but because your minds and hearts are moving to the same beat. This music is the lifeblood of the connection. It is the sound of your two souls dancing together. It is a deeply intimate and personal melody that you compose together, day by day, moment by moment. It is a music that calms you, that energizes you, that makes you feel at home in the world because you have found your harmony. When a soul begins to stray, that music changes. It is one of the most undeniable signs, and yet it is one that we so often try to ignore. The harmony falters. A discordant note is introduced, and it throws the entire composition into disarray. Her laughter, which was once a sound that filled you with joy, might now sound different. It may be a little too loud, a little too brittle, or perhaps it disappears altogether, replaced by a polite smile that doesn't reach her eyes. The easy flowing conversations become stilted and effortful. You find yourselves talking at each other, not with each other. The topics become shallow, safe, logistical. You talk about bills and schedules and what to have for dinner, but you stop talking about dreams, about fears, about the things that truly stir your souls. The music has died down to a dull, perfunctory hum. This dissonance is a sign that she is listening to another song. Her heart and her spirit are moving to a different rhythm now, one that you are not a part of. This is why the conversations feel so strange. She is trying to dance to two different songs at once, and the result is awkward and clumsy. You will feel it. You will feel that you are out of step. You will try to find the old rhythm, the one you knew so well, but it will elude you. You will reach for a conversational thread that used to be so strong, and you will find it snaps in your hand. The comfortable silences, once a sign of deep connection, now become heavy and charged with tension. You will find yourself wanting to fill them, to say anything to break the unbearable quiet, because the silence is no longer a shared peace, but a shared emptiness. Pay attention to this altered music. It is the sound of a heart that is no longer in sync with yours. It is the most honest confession she will ever make, for it is a confession of the soul, not of the mouth. The mouth can lie. It can say, "I love you," and everything is fine, but the music of her being cannot. The way her energy no longer harmonizes with yours, the way the rhythm of your life together feels broken and off-key, that is the truth. It is a sad song, a lament for a harmony that has been lost. Do not try to force the old melody. Do not try to pretend you don't hear the jarring notes. To do so is to deafen yourself to the most important message you can receive. The music has changed because the composer has changed. The song of us is over and a new secret solo has begun. Borrowed time. There comes a point where you will look at her and realize she is no longer truly there. Her body occupies the space, but her spirit, her essence, the very light of her being, is somewhere else entirely. It feels as if she is living on borrowed time with you. She is a guest in her own life, a visitor in the home you built together. Her presence feels temporary, conditional. It's a subtle but deeply unsettling shift. Before, her energy was rooted in your shared world. It was invested, present, committed. Now her energy feels like it is on loan from another source, and it could be recalled at any moment. You will feel this in the way she looks at you, or rather, the way she looks through you. Her gaze will seem distant, preoccupied, as if she is watching a film in her own mind, a film in which you are not the leading man. This sense of borrowed time manifests in her detachment. She may be physically present at the dinner table, but her mind is miles away. She will nod and respond, but the connection is gone. It is like talking to a beautiful, lifelike echo. The real person, the one whose attention was once a gift you cherished, is absent. She is allocating her true, vibrant energy elsewhere. You are being given the leftovers. You are getting the depleted, exhausted version of her, because her vitality, her excitement, her emotional core is being spent in another place, with another person. This is why your time together can feel so draining. You are pouring your love and attention into a vessel that is no longer there to receive it. It is a profound and lonely feeling to be with someone who is not with you. You will also notice this in the way she engages with the future. Plans that once excited her now seem to be met with a vague, non-committal indifference. Talk of a vacation next year or a project for the house next month will be met with phrases like, "We'll see," or "Let's not get ahead of ourselves." This is not the caution of a pragmatic person. It is the hesitation of someone who cannot genuinely envision a future with you because her heart is secretly exploring other possibilities. She is keeping her options open, and you are one of them. She cannot fully commit to a future with you because she is not fully present with you now. She is living in a state of internal limbo, and she keeps you there with her. The shared dream you once had for your life together has become her private negotiation. This is a painful truth to accept. It is the realization that the person you love is treating her time with you as an arrangement, not a covenant. She is with you until what? Until the other situation becomes more certain? Until she finds the courage to leave? You do not know. And that uncertainty is a form of emotional torture. To live on borrowed time is to live in a constant state of low-grade anxiety, waiting for a shoe that you know, deep down, is going to drop. But the sign is not the waiting. The sign is the feeling right now that the person beside you is already gone. Her spirit has left the building, and you are left talking to an empty room, trying to pretend you don't notice the echo. Unspoken words. There is a weight that comes with secrets, a physical, palpable heaviness that settles over a home and suffocates the joy within it. When a person is living a double life, they are carrying a burden of unspoken words, and that burden has a presence of its own. It is an invisible guest at your dinner table, an unseen passenger in your car. You will feel this weight even if you cannot name it. The air in your home, once light and easy to breathe, will become thick and oppressive. You will find yourself feeling tired for no reason, a deep soul-level exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. This is the exhaustion of living in an atmosphere poisoned by deceit. A secret does not remain silent. It emanates. It changes the very chemistry of the space it inhabits. This weight of unspoken words will manifest in her communication or lack thereof. There will be new and sudden boundaries around topics that were once open. Her phone, which used to lie on the table casually, is now guarded like a state secret. It is always face down, or in her pocket, or silenced. She may claim it is for privacy, but what has changed to make that privacy so suddenly necessary between you? It is not about privacy, it is about secrecy. You may ask a simple question, "How was your day?" and receive a vague, edited summary that feels like a press release. The rich details, the small frustrations, the funny anecdotes, the very things that build intimacy will vanish. Her life will become a closed book, and you will only be allowed to read the cover. The secret will also try to escape. The truth, you see, does not like to be caged. It will rattle the bars of its prison. It will show itself in slips of the tongue, in stories that don't quite add up, in timelines that have unexplained gaps. She may become forgetful, confusing the details of her different narratives. She might get angry or defensive over a simple, innocent question. This anger is a smokescreen. It is a desperate attempt to push you away from the truth, to make you feel that you are the one with the problem, that you are being paranoid or controlling. This defensive anger is one of the most powerful signs that you have touched upon a hidden nerve. An honest person responds to a question. A person with a secret reacts to an accusation, even one that has not been made. Do not let her anger deter you from trusting your own perception. The weight is real, the silence is real, the defensive posture is real. These are not figments of your imagination. They are the symptoms of a disease in the relationship, the disease of dishonesty. A secret held by one person in a partnership is a burden that both people are forced to carry. She may be the one holding the words in, but you are the one suffocating in the silence they create. The most profound sign of betrayal is not the evidence you find, but the oppressive atmosphere created by the evidence you have not yet found. It is the feeling that you are living with a ghost, the ghost of a truth that is dying to be spoken. Cracked mirror. In a healthy and loving union, your partner serves as a mirror, and you serve as a mirror for them. This is not a mirror of vanity, but a mirror of the soul. In their eyes, you see yourself reflected with love, with acceptance, with belief in your goodness. This reflection reinforces your own sense of self-worth. It says, you are seen, you are valued, you are loved. It is one of the most powerful and affirming gifts of a true partnership. It is a clear, steady reflection that helps you know who you are. This loving mirror does not show you a perfect image. It shows you a true one with all your flaws and all your beauty, and it reflects it all back with grace. It is a source of strength, a constant reminder of the love that holds you. When infidelity enters the relationship, that mirror cracks. The reflection it shows you becomes distorted, ugly, and confusing. Suddenly, when you look to her for that loving reflection, you see something else. You may see irritation, you may see criticism, you may see a cold indifference. She will begin to find fault with you in ways she never did before. Little habits that were once endearing are now sources of profound annoyance. Your opinions, once respected, are now dismissed. Your very presence seems to be an inconvenience. This is not because you have suddenly changed into a person who is unlovable or annoying. It is because the mirror is broken, and it can no longer reflect your true image. It is projecting her own internal state onto you. This happens for a deeply psychological reason: to justify her actions to herself, to live with the dissonance of her betrayal. She must subconsciously rewrite the narrative of your relationship. She must turn you into a person who deserves to be cheated on. She has to find flaws in you to make her choices feel valid, or at least understandable. So she will pick at you. She will criticize your character. She will magnify your smallest mistakes into major failings. She is not really seeing you. She is looking for evidence to support her own internal court case, where she is both the defendant and the judge. You become the villain in her story so she can feel like the victim, or at least not the villain herself. The clear mirror of love is replaced by the fractured, distorting mirror of guilt. This is perhaps the most painful and confusing sign of all. It attacks your very sense of self. You begin to question yourself. Am I not good enough? Am I not attractive enough? What did I do wrong? You start to believe the distorted reflection she is showing you. You start to believe you are the problem. This is a cruel and dangerous manipulation, whether it is conscious or not. You must find the strength to understand that the reflection you are seeing is not you. It is a projection of her own brokenness, her own guilt, her own fractured integrity. When the person who is supposed to be your most loving mirror begins to show you an ugly and unrecognizable version of yourself, know this: the mirror is cracked. And it is not your job to try and piece it back together. It is your job to walk away before you forget what your true reflection looks like. Courageous knowing. There is a difference, a vast and profound difference between suspicion and knowing. Suspicion is a poison. It is born of insecurity and fear. It makes you search through pockets, check phone records, and lie awake at night imagining the worst. Suspicion eats away at your soul and turns you into a person you do not recognize or respect. It is a frantic, anxious energy that seeks proof, that needs evidence to feel valid. It is a low and degrading state of being for both the suspector and the suspected. It can exist even in a faithful relationship, born of old wounds or deep-seated insecurities. Suspicion is a prison of your own making, and it will destroy love just as surely as betrayal will. It is a desperate search for facts in the dark. But knowing is something else entirely. It is not a frantic energy. It is a calm, deep, and sorrowful certainty. It is not born of insecurity. It is born of your intuition, your spirit, your soul's connection to the truth. Knowing does not need to search for evidence because it is its own evidence. It is the quiet, unshakable feeling that settles in your heart after all the confusion and denial have passed. It is the final, quiet click of all the pieces falling into place: the altered music, the borrowed time, the cracked mirror, the unspoken words. Knowing is not a thought. It is a state of being. It is a profound internal alignment with reality, however painful that reality may be. It does not ask, "Is this happening?" It states quietly and with immense sadness, "This is happening." You will reach a point where you no longer need to find a lipstick-stained collar or a secret text message. The search for proof becomes irrelevant because the truth is already living inside you. You feel it with a clarity that is both terrifying and liberating. It is terrifying because it means the world as you knew it is over. It is liberating because it means you can finally stop driving yourself crazy with doubt and suspicion. You can stop betraying your own intuition. You can stop pretending you don't feel what you feel. This courageous knowing is the final sign. It is the culmination of all the others. It is your own soul telling you with loving firmness that it is time to face the truth. It is not an invitation to a fight or a confrontation. It is an invitation to reclaim your dignity. Trust this knowing, honor it. It is the wisest, most honest part of you speaking. It is the voice of your own self-respect. To have the courage to know is to have the courage to see things as they are, not as you wish they were. It requires you to be more loyal to your own spirit than you are to a relationship that is no longer real. It is the moment you stop looking for signs from her and start listening to the wisdom within you. This knowing does not demand that you scream and rage. Often it demands a quiet, profound stillness. It is the calm before the necessary storm of change. It is the moment you realize that the most important question is not, what has she done, but what will I do now that I know? Final choice. In the end, this journey of recognition is not about her at all. It is not about her choices, her lies, or her heart. You cannot control her heart. You cannot make her honest. You cannot force her to love you or respect the sacred ground you once shared. To focus on her is to give away your power, to remain a victim of her story. This journey, this painful awakening is about you. It is about your heart, your integrity, your choice. The signs are not clues in a mystery you must solve. They are invitations. They are invitations for you to look at your own life and ask, is this the love I deserve? Is this the peace I want for my soul? Is this the home in which I want my spirit to live? The signs are simply mirrors reflecting a truth you must eventually face. The final and most powerful act is not confrontation, but a choice. It is the choice to love yourself more than you love the illusion of what you once had. It is the choice to honor your own knowing, to trust your own spirit, and to refuse to live in a house haunted by dishonesty. It is the choice to walk away, not with anger or with vengeance, but with the quiet dignity of a person who knows their own worth. To release what is broken is not a failure. It is an act of profound courage and self-respect. You are not losing a part of yourself. You are choosing to become whole again. You are choosing to step out of the cold, oppressive air of secrecy and back into the clean, clear air of truth. You are choosing to build a new sanctuary, this time on the unshakable foundation of your own self-worth. You do not need to understand her reasons. You do not need her confession or her apology to be free. Your freedom is not in her hands. It has been in yours all along. The pain of this moment is real, and you must honor that pain. Grieve the loss of the dream. Weep for the love that has died. But do not for one moment believe that your life is over. This is not an ending. This is a profound and necessary clearing. It is the universe removing from your life what is not meant for you, to make space for what is. The greatest love stories are not about finding the perfect person, but about becoming the right person. A person of integrity, of courage, and of unwavering self-love. So stand up, take a deep breath, look at your own reflection, not in her cracked and distorted mirror, but in the depths of your own soul. See the good and honorable person you are, and then, with all the grace and dignity you can muster, you must make the final choice. The choice to save yourself. The choice to value your own peace above all else. Walk toward a future where the air is clean, the music is harmonious, and the ground beneath your feet is sacred once more, because you have made it so. This is your power, this is your grace, this is your rising. This is the kindest, most painful, and most honest video I have ever watched on this topic. I spent a year feeling that heaviness in the air and cracked mirror, and thought I was going crazy. You've given a voice to a pain I couldn't articulate. I wasn't looking for signs, my soul was screaming them at me. Thank you for not making this about anger, but about dignity. I feel seen.